the center of the gaming universe.
Today on X-Play, one of gaming's most famous villains returns in our review of the long-awaited Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath. Was it worth the wait? And Kristen Holt's got a cheat that will help you finally put Halo's single-player campaign to rest. Plus, there's some out-of-this-world combat in our review of Worms, a space oddity for the Wii. Pull the pin. It's game time.
Hello and welcome to X-Play. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb.
Okay, so we just got the game Viking from Seiya yesterday, and Morgan and I just noticed something that's rather amazing.
Right.
Let's show everyone. Watch. I'm running up to the fence. Oh! I jumped over without hitting a jump button or anything.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I'm an incredibly strong Viking who, for one of the first times ever in the history of games, can actually take himself over a fence.
Well, it's always very frustrating in game design when you don't put a fence that's at my knees and then don't let me jump over it.
I have freedom.
Just either make a tall fence, really, really tall, or let me jump over it. It's amazing.
I mean, yeah, we don't know about the rest of the game, but right now, it's winning me over completely. All right, now I think we're going to find out what's on today's show.
On today's show, we're going to have the latest Command & Conquer expansion, Kane's Wrath. He does not take kindly to rock bands at 1 in the morning, apparently. Plus, through the power of nanobots, voodoo, and human sacrifice, we'll tell you our Sweet 16 picks. Our lawyers say this is not intended for gambling purposes, but, you know, they're pretty much wrong. And we'll review the patched up, new, and improved Bully Scholarship Edition for the 360. But first, Adam's got all of today's top stories in our gaming update.
Take-Two has officially turned down EA's $26 per share offer. The company's board of directors came to a unanimous decision and has since pointed out that EA's offer came at the wrong price and at the wrong time. However, Take-Two is looking to maximize their company's value and says they have opened their doors to discussions with anyone who might be interested. Resident Evil 5 is once again on the minds of gamers from around the world. Japanese gamers who pick up the latest issue of Famitsu will be treated to a free DVD containing a behind-the-scenes look at Capcom's next survival horror shooter. GameVideos.com was kind enough to post a video online. Resident Evil 5's producer has so far stressed the importance of light and shadow and their focus on the situational aspects of the game's next-gen graphics. An associate producer working for Sony Computer Entertainment of America has revealed that the release of Gran Turismo 5 is at least 1 year away. While we wouldn't consider this an official delay, we can't help but think of the number of times Gran Turismo 4's release date was pushed back. Do we really need every single card known to man to be in this game? Huh? Good news is that Gran Turismo 5 Prologue will be available here in the U.S. on April 15th and will give PlayStation 3 owners a taste of what they can expect from the franchise. That's it for today's gaming update. Visit us on the web at g4tv.com/xplay to continue getting all of today's up-to-the-minute video game news. But now, let's go over to Morgan, who has our strategic real-time review of the latest Command & Conquer game.
Kane's Wrath does not let you fire Jeff. The Command & Conquer series has been entertaining us for years with their live-action cutscenes. In Kane's Wrath, Natasha Henstridge joins the cast, and she's going to be on the show tomorrow to talk with us about her role.
Seriously, if you haven't seen Species, check it out. It's okay. In today's X list, we have the top 5 games with live-action cutscenes.
And number 5 is Disruptor. This PlayStation title was the first game made by our friends at Insomniac, so we won't bag on it until Resistance 2 is out at least.
Number 4 is Sewer Shark, which came bundled with Sega CD systems. Believe it or not, this was mind-blowing when it was released. And number 3 is Night Trap, which gave many members of Congress a dry run for future witch hunts.
Number 2 is Warhawk, which you can now download on the PlayStation Network, you know, for posterity's sake. But it's no match for our number 1, Twisted Metal. David Jaffe is not a film director, and it shows. Now, we planned on having our review for the 360 version of Bully Scholarship Edition ready a couple weeks ago. However, The game shipped with some bugs that made it nearly unplayable. The thing is, though, Rockstar immediately acknowledged the problem and very quickly put together a patch to remedy those problems. The Wii version grabbed a 4 out of 5, and this port didn't do so bad either. Now that the game is up to speed, here's our review.
Welcome to Bullworth Academy.
Bully recently graduated from the PS2 and can now be found taking classes on the Xbox 360 as Rockstar's revamped Bully Scholarship Edition. So, after a rocky start, can the 360 version of Bully stop taking the short bus to school? The answer for the most part is yes.
The cold sores aren't contagious once they start to scab over.
Bully Scholarship Edition is a great game. Just like the Wii version, the graphics were upgraded from the original. Better resolution and sharper textures make for an eye-pleasing experience. But the best addition to Bully Scholarship Edition is definitely the new content. While fighting and exploring the large campus makes up the majority of the game, there is a variety of gameplay to keep you interested, including biking, skateboarding, wrestling, or just plain breaking stuff. Not to mention 4 new classes, including a trauma center-like biology class and a rock and music class. Feel the heavy metal fury. Bully for the 360 still has some small glitches in the graphics and sound, plus occasional control issues, but they are so minor that they won't detract from the ton of fun you'll have playing.
Sheesh.
The only other real complaint we have are the very long load times.
I see you undressing me with your eyes.
And for any concerned parents out there, Bully will not send your kid down a path of destruction. This game isn't really about being a bully so much as it's about standing up to other bullies.
Wouldn't advise messing with them, at least not yet.
Trust us, it isn't any worse than what kids go through in real life.
Loser! Nobody likes you.
We give it a 4.
Stop being such a girl!
Out of 5.
Coming up on X-Play, Kristen Holt is here with a Halo 3 cheat that will finally get you that perfect gamer score. Then, the Star Wars heat up in our review of Worms, a space oddity. Plus, we'll have our NCAA Sweet 16 picks. Find out who's moving on to the Great 8. Keep it here.
Welcome back to X-Play. Over the last 2 days, Kristen Holt has had Master Chief playing anthropologist in a search for hidden skulls, and she's back again. Today marks the fulfillment of the community service portion of her parole conditions.
Thanks, Morgan. If you want a perfect 1,000 gamer score points in Halo 3, you're going to need to grab every last hidden skull. Listen up, I've got 2 more for you to find in today's cheat.
You may have finished the fight in Halo 3, but you aren't a true Master Chief until you've uncovered all of the game's secret skulls. Fortunately, Cheat is here to help you find 2 golden skulls that will not only increase your points in a scored campaign mission, they will also score precious achievement points. However, always remember that the key to skull hunting is to start the missions from the beginning, or the bony bonuses won't be there. Our first skull is the Tough Luck Skull, which can be found on the 3rd mission of the game, Savo Highway. When you turn this sucker on, your enemies will dodge your grenades and charge aggressively when they get close. To find the Tough Luck Skull, fight your way through the mountain passes in Savo Highway until you reach a force field blocking the entrance to a tunnel. Defeat all the hostiles in the area and destroy the shield's power source to bring it down. Head through the tunnel and pop out the other side. When you see the giant ship fly overhead, there'll be a large pipe to the left. Climb up and walk along until you see the support column below. Drop down and run to the edge. You'll find the Tough Luck Skull out on a ledge, but I don't think luck had anything to do with it. Another golden skull, the Catch Skull, can be found in the 4th mission, the Storm. When this skull is enabled, you'll be running for cover as the Covenant suddenly have the ability to toss a hail of grenades at you. To get your hands on the Catch Skull, battle your way through the fourth mission, The Storm. Enter the building from the mission start and let your mates through the doors. After clearing out the first room, open the next door and insist on taking the wheel of the Warthog. Put some spin on that puppy and get yourself a strike. When the coast is clear, get ready for a quick sprint in the Warthog for the Catch Skull, because if the first wraith is destroyed, the skull will disappear. Race across the courtyard to the lone tower and park the Warthog against it. Get out and use the hog to help you boost to the top and claim your prize. Now just don't get yourself killed, okay?
Today's Cheat is brought to you by Columbia Pictures 21, only in theaters on March 28th. Be sure to check out g4tv.com/cheat for the latest tips and tricks. But for the ultimate in cheating, tune into X-Play tomorrow for an exclusive sneak peek of 21, where you'll see a different set of cheaters at work on the casino floor. Let's go back over to Adam.
Thanks, Kristen. Well, TV is a tightly controlled Gestapo. I'm able to run free on the internet and tell you what's really on my mind. For the straight truth, check out Sessler's Soapbox. This week, I'll be tearing into the Brits for using video games as a scapegoat for violence. God, who else does that? You can hear my rant over at g4tv.com/soapbox, and there's a new one every Wednesday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Smash bugs for free. Indie Games begins in 60 seconds.
Aisle. Plans from only $4.99.
Welcome to Indie Games, a minute's worth of free online fun. Now, when it comes to killing flies, bashing them between two boulders is about as thorough as you can get, but it does take a certain amount of skill. And lucky you can hone those skills with Angry Boulders. Now, using the Q, A, and Z keys, you crush a pair of boulders together to squash as many bugs as you can. Just be sure to avoid the beetles, or it's game over. And naturally, you want to avoid the boulders yourself, of course. And as always, when you're working with hazardous materials, please remember to wear your eye protection. Now, if you want, you can hit me up at g4tv.com/indiegames for links to this and other fun stuff. But until next time, I'm Kevin Pereira asking, what do you want for nothing?
Just wondering if there's going to be a Wing Commander sequel anytime soon.
Welcome back to X-Play, and thanks for your question, Shadow PM. Wow, Wing Commander.
Wing Commander.
I haven't thought of that one in a while.
Well, Wing Commander Arena, Xbox Live Arcade. It's the first new Wing Commander game for over a decade. Also, it sucks.
Yeah, now see, EA does seem to be turning over this new leaf in terms of acquiring studios and letting them actually go ahead and do. But see, Wing Commander, well, that was kind of part of another purchase back in the 90s, like with Origin and everything else that EA did, and they pretty much took Bullfrog and all them and just kind of destroyed them.
Yep,
I don't know if we're going to see it resurrected, so sorry about that.
Maybe we'll learn something EA at E3, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Breathe, don't hold.
Yeah. There's a long history of animals in...
When X-Play continues, we give you our March Madness picks for the Sweet 16. We guarantee not to be wrong with the margin of error of plus or minus 100%. But first, we have a basketball trivia question for you.
Which of these characters was unlockable in NBA Jam Tournament Edition? Is it A, Bill Clinton, B, Sting, or C, King Arthur? We'll have the answer after the break. Stay tuned.
Horizon body spray.
Before the break, we asked you which of these characters was unlockable in NBA Jam Tournament Edition. The answer is A, Bill Clinton. And you thought he could only play the sax.
Welcome back to X-Play. The NCAA tournament has narrowed the pool of teams from 64 to the Sweet 16. Using an Xbox 360 and a copy of NCAA March Madness, we've simulated the next round of games to predict the winners. Very scientific. Go ahead, get your bookie on the phone. Here is who we think will become the Great Eight.
The ball is tipped, and here we are. It's time to narrow the NCAA tournament field down and find out who makes it to the Grade 8.
This place is rocking and rolling, baby!
We concede UCLA will, because they're only the best team of all time. Let's start in the East. Number 1 seed North Carolina should make mincemeat out of number 4 Washington State. Maybe next time, Washington State, or knowing your history, maybe not.
The fans love it!
In the second game, number 2 team, the Tennessee Volunteers, will be upset by the number 3 Louisville Cardinals in a game of great importance to the people of Tennessee and Louisville. In the Midwest, number 1 Kansas should end the return to prominence of number 12 Villanova and send Villanova back to watching old videotapes of their last championship back in 1985. Number 2 Wisconsin will end the Cinderella dreams of number 10 Davidson. Where is Davidson located? Who cares? They're losers.
Great play to take that to the basket.
Which brings us to the South. Number 1 Memphis will lose, and lose big, to number 5 Michigan State, leaving Memphis as the first number 1 seed to lose. Way to make Elvis proud. Number 3 Stanford will have no shot against number 2 Texas. Texas will prevail, leaving the Stanford team to wallow in their high graduation rates and upcoming high-paying jobs.
That's good.
And finally, the West. Number 3 Xavier will use his extensive mind power to take down number 7 West Virginia. How can West Virginia compete with all of mutant kind? Not well. Not well at all. And then there's number 1 UCLA, the greatest college team in history. They will totally dominate number 12 Western Kentucky like the poor sap they are and smack them back to obscurity. That's the UCLA way.
Highlight material, baby!
So there's your bracket, basketball fans. That's one shining moment we all can agree on. Yes, greatest team in history.
You had nothing to do with that.
Of course not. It's just a fact. Without help from a higher power, you must succumb to your destiny and bear witness to an X-Play replay. On today's show, we saw Command & Conquer 3 King's Wrath. It doesn't veer too far from the CNC formula.
Nope.
But that's a good thing if you like the CNC formula. 4 campy cutscenes out of 5.
And we looked at Bully Scholarship Edition for the 360. Despite the long-awaited patch, we did find some bugs. But the new minigames are fun, and the game is good as always. 4 wedgies out of 5.
We also reviewed Worms, a Space Oddity for the Wii. The motion control minigames are a nice addition. However, the price tag is outrageous. $50 for a game I can get for 10 on Xbox Live. That's 3 out of 5. All right, we're so over Wednesday's show, but we'll be back tomorrow with the new X-Play at 8. Tomorrow, cancel your plans and sit your ass in front of the TV. We've got the new trailer for Grand Theft Auto 4.
Then we'll get some FaceTime with Natasha Henstridge, who stars in Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath. Plus, we'll have the results of Mr. Stark's latest Gamer Challenge, a dunk contest that pitted 360 and PS3 owners against each other.
You're watching the weekend block of X-Play.
Another episode starts directly ahead of this in a linear timeline.
That's right now, basically.
Pretty much.